Well, I guess we should talk about that. It was 2008. I was a freshman in high school, and I was on this new website while I probably should have been paying attention in business math. And I had just discovered the most amazing video ever. And this video would come to change my life. It's called Gymkhana Practice by this dude, you might have heard of him, Ken Block. It wasn't so much that there's some dude just sliding around in a Subaru, because that was sick. But it was mostly the fact that when I scrolled down, tons of people were watching this video. There was all of these comments, and everybody was just down in the comments going off. And it was kind of amazing because for the first time ever, I was experiencing what car culture was. Now, Ken Block's video was not the first time car culture got onto the internet. The internet has been around for a long time, and as long as it's been around, there have been people online talking about cars. And the internet has done some amazing things for car culture. You can literally talk to anybody, anywhere about any car, and it's kind of amazing. There's always somebody who knows something. Basically, the best way to describe it is that the internet shrunk the planet. You're no longer held to your local car community to try to figure out what car you should own or how you're going to fix your junk. You can now talk to some dude on AudiZine that lives in Australia, or you can get on Beamer forums and talk to some dude that's in Iceland, and they'll help you figure your junk out. It's wild. And then social media really took that to a whole nother level. Social media hit, and all of these content creators came out. There were big channels like Hoonigan just out there doing hood rat car guy stuff, and then more professional channels like the beloved Drive Network. Oh my god, I miss the original Drive Network so much. Can somebody remake that? I know the Drive Network's back, but like that old stuff, more of that, please, and thank you. And then there were tons of smaller creators too. There was Subaru WX Fan and that dude in blue. No matter what you were into, there was a content creator out there making stuff for you, and there was a huge audience behind them. But if you're active in the car community, you know that the glory days didn't really last forever. In fact, you've probably been seeing a whole lot of this going around.
Oh, hey, that's right. We're leaving Donut. We're starting our own channel, our very own channel. And this is it. Big time. This is our first video.
So what's the deal? Why are all these big channels collapsing? Well, I'm not an expert. I'm just some dude on the internet with a wrench for a microphone. So I'm probably not the best one to take advice from. But this is what I think about it. If you look at Jeremiah and Zach Job, who left Donut to go start their own channel, one of the biggest things they talk about is that they didn't feel like they had the creative freedom or direction to make the content that they wanted. And that's very important as a content creator or as a creative person. I think it's fair to say, just kind of looking at the history of videos, what Donut prioritized and what Jeremiah and Zach prioritized. On their brand new channel, which is big time, so go subscribe there, they immediately got working on one of their project cars, which is a RB25 Swap 240SX. I absolutely loved that car when it was on Donut, but we never really saw it come back around. In fact, when you look at Donut, what you'll notice is that there's been a whole lot of videos like D-List or listicle type videos, or even when they are building something, it's like putting a $50,000 LSX engine in a $500 Ford Ranger. And what that really shows us is what the executive leadership at Donut is interested in showing versus what the content creators wanted to actually show us. And when you look at this situation, a lot of people are saying that private equity firms have gotten into car media and they're ruining everything. They did it to Hoonigan, they did it to Donut, they did it to Car Throttle, so everything is just bad. But I think what a lot of people are missing is that the reason why these private equity firms are behaving the way that they are is because, well, they like money. And the way that you make money is you get people to watch your videos. And rather if we want to admit it or not, the reason why private equity is going the direction that it is because the videos that they are pushing have mass market appeal. Now, I know everybody's going to lose their minds and say that I'm wrong, but hear me out for a second, okay? I think part of the problem is that people like me and you, traditionally, we look at these types of situations from the perspective of a car enthusiast or a hardcore fan. And the truth is that a majority of content consumers, not just for cars, but for anything really, so NBA, NFL, Formula One, anything really, a majority of the fan base are fairly casual people. And that seems to be what private equity is catering to. Now, I don't think it's a bad thing that there's a lot of casual car fans around. In fact, I actually think it's a good thing. The more people getting involved in the hobby, the better. It's better for everybody involved. But I think what the problem with this is we have to ask, why is our tribe growing? Why is it becoming more popular? Now, I'm not going to get all hipster and say, oh, bro, everything sucks now that it's getting popular. Everything was better before money got into car media. Because that's just not true. Because at the end of the day, content production is expensive. Even my terrible little channel, I haven't made a single cent, but I've spent lots of money. I bought that GoPro, this microphone, editing software. There are tons of costs involved with media production. And big companies getting involved with media production isn't necessarily a bad thing. Usually they allow content creators to have more money to do the projects that we want to see. I think more so the problem when it comes to private equity and investment firms getting involved in YouTube channels is what their goal is. Now, I have never worked in the car industry or even the media industry. My background is in healthcare, and I have briefly worked in leadership in a medium to large size company. And at the end of the day, when you're looking at executive leadership in such a big company, they're really looking for two things. One, they're looking for a return on investment, and then two, they're looking for the easiest path to making money. And because of that, moderate to large size businesses, especially those that have like investor backing, those companies are very, very risk adverse, especially if there is data that's out there that says that, hey, this may not be the most profitable way of doing something. So what that results in is a lot of channels that are backed by bigger companies have resorted to almost kind of gimmicks. They pick their one gimmick and they just kind of do it over and over again. So a great example is Jalopnik. Jalopnik used to have great content. I used to love the guys over there, but they eventually transitioned into like doing all these listicles and doing slideshows and basically just trying to milk their subscribers and the people who view their content for every cent that they could get. If you look at Hoonigan, another channel that's probably close to all of our hearts, at one point, they did all types of cool stuff. They did build biology. They did the Burnyard. They were really like an oasis for the car community. But if you look at Hoonigan's YouTube channel within the last year and you didn't really know the history, you would think that that channel is named This versus That, because that's pretty much all they've been doing, just over and over and over again. And then Donut, which we've talked about quite a bit in this video, but if you think about how they started with fairly simple videos, and then they really started doing a whole lot of stuff that we liked. They started building cool cars, they had rad people on the show, they had podcasts, they had all types of stuff going on. There was a different video format on every single day of the week. It was insane. But then, all of a sudden, it kind of all became the D-list. And also adding a lot of videos that were basically listicles or adding videos that were reaction type videos. And so while the executive leadership team at Donut hasn't reduced them down to only one gimmick, they have a few of them floating around and they still do builds. They are still very risk adverse. And the reason why I say that is if you look at YouTube analytics, one of the cool things about being a YouTube creator is you get all these tools to figure out what will make a video popular. So the guys on Big Time, they made their first video, like I said, on their RB25. But when you look at the YouTube content creator tools and you try to look at what the data is for RB25s, there's nothing. Whereas if you look at the LS has all of these topics that people are searching for. So from an executive leadership team, if it comes down to building an LS or building an RB, for one, they're going to go with the LS, just simply because there's data out there that says that is more popular. Secondly, most normal people or casual car people like to watch videos where just stupid amounts of money are being spent. I do think it was cool that they built the Ranger in the way that they did, but I don't think it needed a $50,000 LSX engine. That was purely there for theater value. So you're probably wondering, okay, Mr. Black YouTuber guy, what's the big deal? Like, you're saying Hoonigan died, Jalopnik died, Donut died. Well, what's the point? Like, how is this video helpful in any way? Well, I think a lot of people are running around making it sound like this is the end of the car community. It's not. It just isn't. Car culture on YouTube just will never be the same. There will never be anything like the original Hoonigan, the original Donut, or one of my personal favorites, the original incarnation of the Drive Network. Things will not be the same. And that's okay, because what we have to remember is that we are not here to support companies. We are here to support individual people, creators, and ideas. Just because a company now owns some channels that we used to love to watch, that doesn't mean that we are forever indebted to them to watch their content and to continue to support them. In fact, I don't think we should. If the content isn't worth watching, don't watch it. What I recommend doing, and maybe this is self-serving for somebody who somehow has 2,000 subscribers, but averages less than 100 views per video, I don't know what I'm doing out here. Somebody send help. Like, I don't get it, but okay, whatever. Is going to the YouTube search box. Don't allow the algorithm to determine who you are as a car person. If you love cool and crazy builds and you want to see something like absolutely insane, you want to see an RX-7 swapped BMW i8, search for that junk and you will find a channel. I guarantee you probably haven't seen this guy's channel. It's bananas. And then once you find that channel, watch it. Watch the whole video, please. Like, just watch the whole video and then like, comment, and subscribe, because that really helps small content creators know that, okay, maybe what I'm doing here, it's working. And people out there, they love what I'm doing, so I'm going to keep doing my thing. And then once you take control of your media diet, you'll start to realize that, yeah, private equity, it's killing a lot of channels. It really is, and it sucks. But the things that we love, the cool people, the cool cars, the community, it's still out there. You just got to work a little bit harder to find it.